Hit me. Hit me.
Instant. Here. There's that angle. Look. Right off the line. We're lined up. As soon as he starts the attack. Right there. The outside. We do this without the elbow. And I'm just whacking at this. He's just coming straight. It's not affecting his body at all. What are we doing? Soto, kiri, tenkan. Any questions?
Elbow and hip at the same time.
Yes. Excellent place. Here. Power comes from our hip. Just bringing this into my hip. Not moving my elbow from here other than directing it to my opposite hip. The power comes from my hips. Moving my hips, not my hand. Here. Position. Position. And my hips. Okay? Excellent. Excellent point. Any other questions? Hayozo! Triangle. slide, deflection. Elbow, over the top, shoulder into wrist, fingers, wrist, wrist. Clear the elbow. Late, early. Do you see the difference? It's almost the same. Early. Late. Okay? Kotegaeshi, Suriage. Any questions? Hayozo! Right? There. Almost palm up. Palm up. Ready? What is that? That is a perfect Suriage at the highest level. Instead of, you notice my hand doesn't do this, right? Watch the way it moves. It snakes through. Notice how my elbow takes center line. It's off center line, it's on center line. How's it doing that? It's snaking through. It almost comes in, almost palm up. Look where it is, here. The reason why we rotate here is to protect that forearm bone. If you have red marks or this hurts over here as you're doing Suriage, you're not rotating enough. So rotate this as it comes in. Look, it's almost palm up. Not quite, we're not doing this. It's almost palm up though, right? Here, as my elbow clears, it flares instantly out to take center line. It gives me the center. Watch my elbow, just as his hand moves by, it gives me the center. As he's trying to pull this back, he's actually pulling tighter into me. This is exactly what we want. Okay? Once again, do it again here. Even if you do it slow, just practice that motion right there. Look, boom, there it is, right there. That's exactly what's going on. Just this hand. Any clash there? No. It just slides. It slides like snowmen fighting. Boom, it just slides right through. Both hands together, this one helps out. Oh, like right there. One more time. Any questions? Hayozo! Hey. Here we go. Good. Go, 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 go. Swing. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me.
Let's get worked up.
There you go. My hips along with this. These are generally haymakers. There's a ton of power behind them. When to be slow, easier to set up here. I don't want to try to stop this. Oh. No, I want that power. This is pushing. Just like that. Tenkan. Yokomenuchi, Ukenagaeshi. Tenshin. Any questions? Hi-yo-zo.
You don't like the idea or concept of wiping the sweat off the brow?
No, your hand should never come that close. It's actually it's a square. Look at this one. See? If you look from above, it should look like a square. Here. And I'm actually holding that square. And as he applies pressure, this is nice and firm here, but I'm not fighting him or blocking this. What I'm looking to do is just, look, rotate on that hip. He's going to fall through. Okay, he's giving constant pressure here. Okay, there. But that's the idea. If somebody's really trying to punch you, this is going to become really easy. Go ahead. Right? It just moves with it. It's when they're not really trying to punch you that this becomes difficult to do. He's going to stop out here, height, and now I have to move around it. That's when it becomes a problem. But we don't have to worry about people not trying to punch us. You don't need this for that, right? You're going to learn something else. Okay? Here as it comes in, here. And I'm keeping this position right here. This is going to collapse a little bit, especially if he's got power. But I want to try to hold this as square as possible and turn, not collapsing it. It's coming in and turn, okay? We do this mote as well, but we still don't collapse the box. We just trade it from this hip to this hip. Ah, there we go. But notice it's not here. My square is still here, and I'm off the other hip. Make sense? Answer your question? Excellent question. Any other questions? Hey, Ozo! Hey.
Working.
Nice job. That one's going right. Yeah, it's not great. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. The highest level, Ukenagaeshi. Highest level. I'm going to show you this neat little trick, right? Here. The elbow is what makes Ukenagaeshi work really well. It's the rotation of the elbow. The higher the elbow up, the better this works. However, everybody try to put your elbow up over your head. Okay, it's fairly uncomfortable and it's hard to do. There's a couple ways to work with this that will make it easy. One of the things that I want to do, everybody, I feel you have two bones here. You your wrist. Right? One on each side. One that's directly under your thumb. As you do Ukenagaeshi, if you try really hard to pick up Ukenagaeshi with that thumb, with that inside bone, the one that's under your thumb, you're gonna notice, look how high my elbow is. It puts your elbow nice and high. At the same time, it aligns with this attack. It just flows with it beautifully. The third thing that this does is it brings your hip in. It's really hard to bring your elbow up and roll that bone in without bringing your hip in. Okay, if you stand here and do it like this, it's really uncomfortable. And if we make you do this for like 2 hours, eventually you're gonna start going this way, because it's more comfortable. Notice how my hip came underneath there? Absolutely. Ukenagaeshi is one of those techniques where I want my hip in nice and deep. Look how deep my hip is in. Turn the other side. Okay, so for a really good Ukenagaeshi, for your best Ukenagaeshi, we want to roll this all the way in. There's a good chance you're not going to get on the inside of this bone, and that's good. You don't want to take this one-on-one. You actually want to take this straight on. But if you aim to over-rotate this, you're going to end up in a really good position anyway. Okay? Here, look, I already rotates my hip in and aligns me perfectly, right in position. All I have to do here is extend out and right into Shikaku no Kumai. Okay, so roll in and enter with the hip underneath. Look how deep it is. My hip is underneath this elbow and out the other side. Okay, any questions? One more time. Hayozo! Great. Let's switch them up somewhere. Excellent. Right, okay, so, one snap kick, here. I don't want to just drop this down, okay? If I drop this down and I don't move my body at all, boom, look, he's going to wing me. Sorry, see the other side. He's going to catch me, right? All I'm doing is taking this back leg that's turned out, and I'm pointing the knee in this way. And as I cut down on this, it takes away that angle, okay? It seems like witchcraft, but it works great. Here, look, there it is right there. Now, this deflection, it's a slice, but it is a narrow slice. It's almost like a strike down. Kicks are fast, and there's a few people with really fast kicks. Okay, do this with Josh. You'll see what I'm talking about. Be careful not to try to bring this all the way around. It's too much ground to cover. You'll know right away by the kick, there's going to be two things that's going to happen. Okay, most of the time, you're going to see the elbows flare or come up, and the knee's going to point where the kick's going to go. Okay, if he's coming straight up the middle, you're going to see the kneecap point right at you. Okay, if he's side kicking, you're going to see the knee come over there. So the knee is always going to point where the kick's going to go. Okay, so you'll know right away. If his leg is moving in a weird position, chances are he's kicking. Okay, the other thing you want to look for is that if you see this, the front foot turn, they're going to spin. Okay? Okay. But anyways, so from here, right there, and I want to catch this not at his foot. If you notice, I'm picking this up at the knee, what's pointing at me. Okay, I don't want to try to catch this way down here. Here, boom, this is dangerous. All right, plus there's a good chance the way we cut this, you end up jamming fingers or a thumb. When you do this deflection, don't deflect like this. Okay? If you do, we have a guy you need to see. Okay, here. This is slightly off. You're going to notice it's turned in just a little bit. Don't do it this way. You don't want to catch the kick this way. Okay? Again, see how this is crooked? It goes up like this, and you know, it's trying to be the same size as this one because it doesn't want to do that again. Okay? Trust me, don't do that. So we turn this in just a little bit. The brunt of this deflection is taken on the forearm. Okay, the exact upside down of Ukenagaeshi. You're using 2 bones to deflect on Ukenagaeshi. On the inside of the arm, here we're using those same 2 bones on the outside of the arm. Align them, don't get them caught, don't put one bone against his leg. Okay, that's not, the odds aren't in your favor. Okay, both bones here, turn this in so you don't jam your fingers, and rotate that back knee in. Bang, there it is, just like that. This shoots down like, almost like a punch, right? Here, this is really what I'm doing, right? Oh, it's a little bit of a circle, but it does that almost punch motion. As this comes up, I'm rotating with it, which makes this happen. That's where the catch comes from. I don't try to catch this ever. Most of the time it just happens. Okay? But you don't have to catch this. Nice and slow. So this here, nice and slow. Here, boom. And then as I turn, this comes back up. So it's, and there it is. Okay, I'm not trying to catch it, I'm trying to deflect it. But as I'm moving with it, as we move with everything, okay, it's coming in, deflect, bang, there it is right there. Yeah. Okay, so just moving with it, and this draws back up. The motion with the arm is down and up, and I'm just rotating my hips with that same motion. Kick the knee in, back, in, back. So knee down, hand down. Knee down, hand down. Draw back into position, hand comes back into position. Most of the time you're going to put the leg there. Okay? Here, 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 here. Okay? I get you, Suriage. Any questions?
Okay.
No, you don't have to throw. And you can grab somebody and do any deflection you want, please. Okay? Good. Any questions? Hayozo! Just a deflection. Okay.
Oh, where's the?
Good.
Good.
You good?
I know.
A couple tips on this to really bring this to the next level. Okay, there's a few things that I want to show. Right, as he's kicking, I want you to watch where he is. Watch my motion. So I am coiling down. So anybody who's worked with me for a while knows that as I move into position before technique, I tend to coil up, become real small, and then explode out the other side, and that's my technique. You know, our power in our technique comes from our feet. So if you're moving and you're taking position with your knees locked into position, I'm standing straight up here, I have no power to perform the technique. Okay? Nice and low. When he's kicking, there are some people, even here in the dojo here, which we don't do a lot of kicking, that kick really hard. Okay? You have a lot of power in your legs. We need to control that power, and the deflection isn't intended to be done down here completely. This is the entry to the deflection. I want that kick to ride up past my elbow. So as I'm deflecting, I'm coiling down. Look how far down I'm coming on that. And watch what it does to him. So I'm going to do this first. I want you to pay attention to the center line. So if we had a laser pointer from his belly button, it's pointed directly at me, as it should be, and he kicks, and I just whack, bang, and he's lined up and ready to punch me with any one of his 4 weapons. They're available to him. Okay? Actually 5, because he can headbutt me too. Right? So all 5 of those weapons are available to him. I'm going to do that same thing, but I'm just going to coil down as I do this. And it's going to bring his leg further up my arm. Watch what happens to his center line. Stop. Where's he pointed now? Over there. Okay, I end up on the side of him this way. He only has, at that point, 1 weapon he can attack me with, and it's this one. And we take care of that. We attack that shoulder to make sure that that doesn't happen, right? There it is. We totally have him at this point. He has nothing to attack me with. Okay? So, one more time, we're going to do this again. Practice your downward coil and getting that kick. Okay? Here, up past our elbow. where this is nice and solid. Okay, I don't have to be strong to do this. I just have to keep my elbows tucked into my side. My torso is going, my whole body is what's going to set him off the line. Okay, it's going to come up that wedge, it's going to guide right past, and now I'm in position. Okay, and as I unscrew back the other way, this hand comes up, we caught the leg, and I'm just going to set the shoulder back so if he does try to get a punch off there, it steals all the power from him. He's just going to flail. Okay, does that make sense? Nice and slow. Here, cut, bang. There it is right there. Now right in position. Okay, any questions? One more time. Title zone. Dirty?
Yeah, dirty was the word.
Good. Deflection's the same way. Right? Over the top. Slightly more of a cut on this. You're going to notice that it comes down. Second hand drops over the top. Anybody know what this strike is called?
Munchi?
Yeah. All these traditional Aikidos. Hitsuki Suriage. Any questions? Hayozo!
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, there he is.
Where you been on it?
So, triangle, right, triangle, there. You see strikes here, right? There it is. Right, look. Here, elbows in. Here, just like this, triangle. Here, elbows in. I don't have to raise up to get this. Right? Here, elbows in, look. Cut. Cut, I'm cutting, entering at a shoulder, and then cutting right down past his elbow. Bang, here it is. So don't feel like you have to do this big wheelie movement. You don't have to. So this way. Okay. Yeah, right up. There it is. Okay. Here. There it is. Okay. Elbow stays right on center line here and just cuts. And it takes it. It's that using that exact same line that we used on the kick. It's the exact same line that we use on a strike. Anybody see a common theme here? We're using that deflection line here. There it is. This one's just dropping right over the top. Okay, there it is. Okay, makes sense? Here, again, look. Elbows right on the line through the whole thing. Here, slow, slow, slow. Cut. There, it's right there. Look, and I'm just leading it right off that hip. Here, elbows right there. Okay, makes sense? Yeah, one more time. Head all.
It's like a click.
Oh.
Yes.
There. Keep this move. Mitsuki Iriminage. Any questions? Hello,
How much that?
What's nice about my giri yokomenuchi? Here, divides the hands. If you notice, there's always one hand. So always one on center line. Ready? Watch here. Boom, there, look. So it's almost impossible to be late on this. My giri yokomenuchi Kotegaeshi. Any questions?
Did you question first?
I don't know, I think so. Well, anyway, so the intention either here is not to pick it up, or he threw one of those short ones that
Yep.
and then you came and picked it up.
Yep.
So it's either or.
You know the second one's coming behind it.
Right, because it's the short one.
Now, most of the time, the second one's coming behind it because one, he's actually starting it before he's fully committed into the first attack. It's a feint.
Yeah. That's
Or
okay.
you screwed up the deflection. Because
Yeah,
if you do the deflection right, it's very hard to fire off another attack. That's the truth on all of our deflections, right? If you do them right, it should set them forward just enough to make them double clutch so that they can't fire off a rapid second shot. So one of those two things happen. You'll know right away. One, as I'm starting to deflect, like, oh wait, I can feel he's withdrawing. There's another one coming. Okay? Yeah, bang. Or I totally screwed that up. Like I had that, I screwed it up. The next one's coming. Yeah. Very good question.
So how do you keep from bowing that Ukenagaeshi into Shikaku? When the yoken comes, you do the Ukenagaeshi. Is it dropping the elbow down to capture it? Or
Yes.
Because it seems kind of a
Let's
bump
do this
on
section.
one side.
Right, so here. And I turn, and okay, so we cheat here.
Okay.
Don't do a full tenkan. If you do a full tenkan, this is off my hip. It's on my side center. And it makes it awkward and gives him the advantage.
Right.
Okay? We do, if a full tenkan is 10, right? And this is a bad joke that we just keep running with. Okay? Half of that is a 5 con, which is this way. I'm going about 7. You're way ahead of the curve on this. Right? Here, I'm going about 7, so that my triangle in my hands cut across his center line. So again, boom, boom, and I'm about here. Look, this is where I am. Look where his hand is. It's dead center. It's right in front of me in my center. Now from here, I just drop my elbow. There we go, right here. I'm going to take one step to the side, change my feet, and there's my Kotegaeshi. Make sense?
Yes.
Excellent question. So don't go full tenkan. If you go full tenkan, things are going to get weird. And also, there are times when you end up, you have to be careful also that your hip is not bringing you out to the outside and creating a gap in between you. We're going to go this way here so you can see it. Here, and if I go this way, oh, look at this huge space here. Space is not our friend. It allows either one of us to use that space most of the time to maneuver. Okay, I don't want to allow him to maneuver. Most of the time, we want to be right here. So he can't maneuver. And now I have him. But at this point here, if there's space here, and I try to drop this down, he can withdraw his elbow, and he's out the other side. Okay? So you want to make sure as well, on that, just the yokomenuchi here, I want to make sure, look how much space there is out here. I didn't bring my hip in, I brought my hip to the outside. It's the difference between, instead of sliding in, I slid it parallel, laterally to the outside to try to make space. I've seen people do that. And it creates space. Instead of entering to go in, they go outside and create space that they don't need, that they don't want. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that answer your question at all?
Totally.
Or did I just off on a
No,
field?
no.
Okay, good. Any questions?
So we're intentionally not like trying to go for the shoulder with the second hand?
No. This is a deflection. I'm rotating him. Okay, so here, and here, right here, just like that, dropping this right inside. I'm just gonna step back, change my feet. Does that make sense? So I'm not going after the shoulder on this. Just deflect. I know there's another one coming, just to Vlad's point. I messed something up. I don't have full control. Didn't get the shoulder. Something's wrong. I know there's another strike coming. Boom, here it is. Now, in his position, there's only one. When he comes in with that strike, he only has one other weapon that he can use to attack you with. It's that hand. So if you mess this up, you know where the next attack is coming from. Okay, the other one, he can hit you with that. There's not going to be any power behind it. So I'm okay with that. I'm betting the house that it's going to be this one that's going to come because that one's going to have the power. Does that make sense? So after that first, like, oh, I screwed this up. I know that one's coming. Okay, this would be a cross shot. You have to rotate his whole body. Okay, with his leg coming forward and me bringing it off the line this way, he's not going to have any power behind that. Sure, he can tag you with it, but it's going to be a glancing blow. You don't have to worry about it. It's not going to knock you out. Okay, does that make sense? Good. Any other questions? Excellent questions. Heidozo. Does that help?